I want to tell you all my why and why I became a personal trainer. My why actually starts with how I became so passionate with exercise, and it starts with drumming. I was a drummer and I played a lot of rock music, and at that time when I was playing, it wasn't uncommon for the drummer to take their shirt off and be at the back of the stage. But I was this insecure, skinny guy, and I didn't feel good about taking my shirt off compared to these other, more fit-looking drummers. So I started exercising. I started working out in my basement, and then I bought a gym membership and started exercising more and more and more. And I started realizing that exercise was an amazing vehicle to make changes to my body. So I went from this very insecure musician to someone picking up weight and exercising and falling in love with powerlifting and bodybuilding. That journey was very exciting, but once again I had another problem that popped up. I started making some amazing changes to my body, and I started following programs and paradigms, much like many of you, where I was doing the deadlifts and lots of other big exercises, following all the rules, and asking chiropractors and physiotherapists along the way, how am I doing? They said, you're doing great. But one day, I hurt my back. And along this journey, I blew my back, I herniated one of my discs, and I could barely move. And I was so frustrated and bummed by this because I thought I was doing everything correctly. I was doing all the exercises exactly as I was instructed over the years. And I hurt myself. And it took me out. And it sucked. But what started to happen was I started to learn more about muscles and contracting and pain. And I was able to construct programs and exercises that helped me move better, feel better, and ultimately over a few years, yes years, but get back to deadlifting. I'm actually able to do more than I was able to before. So this limitation, this pain that I felt, this problem I felt by following these traditional programs, I was able to learn enough so I could supersede those programs and actually start building new programs, more individualized programs. These individualized programs allowed me to work with people just like you. So far to the point that I barely work with anyone my own age, but I work with people who are older, people struggling with joint and muscle issues, and designing exercise strategies to keep them strong, moving better, and feeling better. So I became a personal trainer out of my own insecurity. But through that process of my insecurity to learning more, to having another big problem and learning more and more, I fell in love with biomechanics and motor control and everything in between. My last why is, why did I open this gym? Because generally speaking, I'm kind of more of an introvert. I prefer to kind of hunker my head down, do as much as I possibly can, and do my own thing. But through all of these whys, I started realizing that to truly help people with an individualized approach, you need an individualized facility. And all the gyms that I'd worked at up to this time that were still open didn't have the amenities, the facility, or the staff to do that same level of customization. I knew of trainers, several trainers from Persicini Fitness and other areas that were brilliant. So my dream was to build a facility that had all the equipment and all the tools needed to work with any body and anybody, and hire the trainers in between that could do all the amazing heavy lifting, be exercise professionals, and help everyone else. So my story is pretty simple. I was an insecure drummer. I made some amazing changes with exercise. Those amazing changes to my muscles actually led me to injury because I was following the traditional rules. Those traditional rules allowed me to learn more about myself so I could help more and more people, and that allowed me to find amazing teammates at Strata and open a facility where we get to work with some of the most unique and amazing people that are medically approved for exercise. So what's your why? Why do you exercise? Why do you do what you love? And what does exercise let you do that you weren't able to do before? Exercise lets me play with my son, my wife, it lets me play drums, it lets me have this amazing facility, it lets me enjoy my life to every extent. What's your why?